It is episode 469 of the Generation X-Wing podcast, and today we're just going to talk about what excites us. We talk about TV shows, movies, and a little ghost talk, so stay tuned. Welcome to the Generation X-Wing podcast, a modern look at a retro lifestyle. My name is Rob Williams, and I'm here with
Jamie Palerider,
as well as
Steve 3.
Oh, wow. Last week was a fun episode. Host Knows, unfortunately, can't join us. He is away on vacation. I'm not going to say where he is. But today we're just going to, in last week's episode with Paulie, that was a lot of fun. I was so happy that he was
we got to talk Paul, talk Major League and baseball. It's great.
It was a sudden thing that just happened. We just happened to run into him over the weekend when we were meeting up with Neil and the family.
When
and
Steve was in town.
I
was there.
Yeah, that's the whole reason we were all there.
Yeah.
Was Steve.
When we got there, I turn around and there's Paulie sitting right there at the table. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? And so that was really nice.
I'm gonna call bullshit though, Jamie. It's kind of like bringing in a ringer. Like when you bring in baseball's #1 fan to watch baseball's #1 movie, you kind of get a ring.
That wasn't planned though. I was literally just I was asking him because I messaged him a little while back, and he forgot about the question because I asked him if he wanted to come on and suggest a movie that we all watched, and then we review it. And I told him, like this week is my pick. We're talking Major League, and he's like, "Oh!" And he lit right up. I'm like, "Well, you should come on and talk with us then if you're gonna be free." Yeah.
It's definitely part of his life, his baseball.
It's
perfect. It was such a fun discussion.
Hence
I equated to that scene in The Simpsons where all the kids are playing baseball, and all of a sudden there's a baseball player like Joe Canseco. Wade Boggs walks by. I pick Wade Boggs, and then all of a sudden,
Jr.
I'll pick Billy. I'll pick
Strawberry.
He was standing there. Okay, I'll pick Paulie. Great, come on in the team.
Yeah.
But what a great weekend though, man. It was fun. It was fun to get back. It was great to be in the same space with human beings and touch you guys in appropriate ways. It was really good fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I miss that stuff.
It was nice seeing Neil there. It was very short. It was nice seeing Neil there and Charlie and all those guys, and it was just it was quite. But so today, since we're getting off the high of an episode with Paulie, we thought we'd just kind of bring it down a bit and just kind of hang out and talk about stuff that excites us. We always like to do this once in a while and just talk about shows we've been watching, movies we've been getting into, or anything else like that. I don't mind starting a little bit here. I want to share this because I was super excited, and you guys will probably not share this excitement with me because you don't know who this person is. But I was recently watching the streamer Typical Gamer. He streams Fortnite all the time. I love watching Fortnite streaming. I can't play the game worth shit, but I love watching people play it. And Typical Gamers from local Vancouver guy, he was playing it, and he just happened to be doing this thing. He was doing a promo video where you can join him in one of the games. It was like not a Fortnite game, but it was a Fortnite sort of made level. It was to in honor of the baseball or basketball season and stuff, and you can win some prizes and such. And I'm like, you know what? Let's see if I can get into the same room as Typical Gamer, because he like I said, he goes live, but it's delayed a little bit. So I just kind of tried to get in there, and no, I didn't get in. And so I'm trying out the game and stuff, and then I left, and I'm like, I tried. Then he goes, let's try. He goes into another level. I'm like, let's try it again. I'm going to see if I can get into a level. And I was in his game. It was kind of cool to see this guy who has 11 million followers, and I was like playing against him. He friggin' destroyed me, and because the dude's like really good at playing the game, but it was kind of cool playing in this game against a pro streamer, and I actually killed him twice, which was really cool. Totally by accident. I had no idea he was there, and I just happened to kill him twice. But it was just
team.
No, he was against. He was no. We were against each other.
Okay,
his team and my team were playing like a weird basketball Fortnite game, and they beat us like 10-1 or something like that. But I was able to eliminate him twice, and I see a little scroll on the bottom that says, "Oh, you deleted Typical Gamer, or you exploded Typical Gamer." I was like, all right, I'm pretty happy with that. As a able to get the streamer one time in my life, I was quite happy. So I was able.
I hope you screenshot it and kept
I screenshot and put it on the Instagram, and nobody really, like I said, nobody really cares about it, but I did, and it was
get the camera.
It was a Mog at the camera moment for me, and I'm just screenshotting it and filming it and stuff. I'm like, oh, all right, that's pretty cool. I was pretty happy that day. So I just wanted to share that one, but I want to ask Steve, anything lately you've been getting into? What's been new in your life?
Well, the last week, I would say, has been spent traveling and getting ready to travel and come back, and just being on tender hooks about that, which is usually exciting, but not so much anymore. So my head's been up my ass for the last week, just worrying about that. But it was great. It was good to do. It's fun to get back to the old, I can call it the hometown, because I've been there for 18 years. So I can call it. It's nice to get back to the hometown and wander around and get back and see people I haven't seen for years. So that excited me. Movie wise and TV show, I've just got one more episode to go on a new show called Murderbot, and that's on Apple TV. And I heard about it. Someone told me I need to watch it because I would like it, and I do. It's fun, man. Like, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but it's different. It's a different thing for me.
What's it about?
It's about a what do we want to call it? Like an artificial person who was designed to be security on planets, etc., based in the future. So it's an AI robot, a security robot or sec unit, who just hates people, and it's so good. And he overrides his chip, but doesn't tell anyone. But now he can just think and do what he wants all the time. And it's just like, it's almost like the Deadpool thing where you got that second voice always talking in the background. So you get his third person commentary for it. And it's just about a story about him, reassociating himself with human beings. I can't really say too much because it will give it away, but it's a good show, man. It's been making me laugh. It's been filling a hole. So yeah, Murderbot. Check it out.
I have heard about this. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at the pictures now. He looks like he's got one eye or something like that.
Yeah, it's a cool looking thing, right?
It's a cool design.
It's like Resident Alien with Alan Tudyk. It's kind of like that, but not an alien. It's a robot. I'm just trying to mix in and be around these other people, but these other people are just the other end of the spectrum. They're all hippies and stuff, and it's just, it's fun. It's fun.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna check this out now. Is that there's another guy in there who looks like he was the polka dot man from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Spot, whatever his name is. Yeah. No, polka dot man. That's right. It was that. That was Suicide Squad. Right?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
He's been in a few things.
David Dasmalchian, something like that. I butchered his last name.
A weird looking dude. He's the weird looking dude.
The weird looking dude.
He was also in Dune. Actor. He was in Dune as well.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he looked quite different. I'm pretty sure he was fully shaved, like eyebrows and all.
Yeah.
He was in The Last Voyage of the Demeter as well, which is really good.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. Is it really good?
It's awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. I think the last movie I went to see, I don't know if you guys have seen it, was Thunderbolts. Did you see Thunderbolts?
Yes.
No. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. He was in Thunderbolts?
Yeah. Yes. Wait, was he?
No, I'm just saying it's another movie I've watched. As far as movies go, as far as new releases go.
Yeah, Thunderbolts was
that's
great.
That's the last one I watched.
Love it.
I enjoyed that. Yeah, I went to see it with Scott.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
But apart from that, it's just been the celebration of the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
You got to go to Universal Studios for that, right?
Yeah, we did. It was a lot of fun, man. Universal Studios is, because it's like a Disney and Universal always trying to bring the crowds in and change things up and do something different. So Universal's always had Halloween Horror Nights, and then Disney's got Oogie Boogie Nights. So then Disney's got Star Wars Nights. So now these guys they put on a fan fest. They did fan fest where they would do Back to the Future and stuff during the winter months, or just a couple of months back. And now they're continuing on into the summer where they got the mega movie summer experience. So we got to go to that. And of course, it's fallen right in the year of the 50th anniversary of Jaws. So they've got a meet and greet with Quint and Brody. And, obviously they've got the backlot tour, which takes you through Amity and Jaws. I don't know if we talked about this before. I'm not sure, but, I'm a Jaws fan. And every time I've been to Universal, the ride is always down to be refurbished or cleaned, or the lake's always drained, and so every time I've
always broken.
Every time I've been to Universal, I've never got to ride the Jaws ride or get to see Jaws. And then I went to Florida, and they've got rid of it in Florida, so it doesn't exist in Florida, so I couldn't do it there. And then I went all the way to Japan, where they've got a great Amity setup for Amity, and guess what? It was down for refurbishment. So so this last couple of weeks, it's the first time I've actually been able to get on. And like a kid in a candy store, man, I had to ride it a few times to experience Bruce jumping up and getting me. It was great. Awesome. But what a fun time that was. All the food's geared up towards it as well. They got loads of snacks and sweet treats and cocktails. Oh yeah, we stuffed ourselves with sugar, and man, yeah, it was a ton of fun. So it's been a really good celebration of Jaws, something different for once than the Star Wars celebrations that we always do. I got to go and see it on an old cinema, like an old cinema that's not being converted into modern day, and we got to watch it on film through an old projector on an old cinema with people that hadn't seen it before. So we got to see someone's original jump scares in an original environment. It's been great.
Good. I remember going on that ride when I was a kid back in the 80s, and yeah, it was frightening. It scared my brother, I remember, and it was like it was closer than I was expecting. Yeah. Even though it's not real, but it still seemed real. So
I would count myself lucky then. Yeah, I've been to like Disneyland and Universal and all that once when I was 14 years old, and the Jaws ride was not under construction or repair, and we got to ride it, and it was great.
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do, man. Finally, just before I die, I got to ride it.
Wasn't that the running joke with Jaws, though? It never worked in general for the movie.
Yeah. Isn't that like the title of the new documentary or something like that? The shark is broken again or something like that?
Yeah, that's a theater production, but they're doing a theater production of it, and the shark is broken. Yeah. There is. I just got the new release 4K 50th anniversary DVD box set, and that comes with a documentary in it as well. So I still need to watch that.
Nice, that'd be good.
Yeah. How about you, Jamie? What you been watching?
Watching
or doing?
Nothing current actually. Daredevil Born Again came out a little while back, and I watched that. But Christine,
what did you think of that?
I liked it. It was different, a little bit lighter in tone, especially like 'cause Christine wanted to watch it, but she hadn't seen season 3 of the original show.
Right.
So of course that means we watched season 1, 2, and 3 before. Oh, and Defenders before we launch into Born Again. So we're almost done season 3, and holy crap! Like it starts off super slow, but it is so good. Such good TV. But yeah, so she hasn't seen Born Again yet, so I don't want to speak too loudly about it, but I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, having Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio back as Daredevil and Kingpin is such a gift. Especially like Vincent D'Onofrio is amazing.
Yeah.
I
think that was definitely the best thing about it, I think, for me. I didn't dislike the show, but it didn't. Some shows you watch and you gotta go back and watch the episode again or something like that. That didn't happen with me on this show.
Yeah, for sure. Born Again was definitely not as good as the original Netflix series.
Okay, that's good to know because I've not seen that.
Have you not seen?
No, I went into it raw.
Shit. So yeah, Born Again is quite a bit lighter, but dude, yeah, if you're interested in it, watch the original series. And so it's like Daredevil season 1 and 2 from Netflix, and then Defenders. Defenders is basically Daredevil season 2.5.
Right.
And then Daredevil season 3 is brilliant. It's so good. if you do watch it, let me know. I'd be really excited to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, it'd be good to see what it comes across like.
It's better. It's better, unfortunately.
Now, have you watched The Penguin? Any of you?
I loved The Penguin.
That was absolutely epic.
Holy crap. Yeah, and that had a similar feel to the original Daredevil show.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, give it a shot. Yeah, Penguin was amazing. It was so good.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about that show. That just came out of nowhere. Like, I just started watching it on a whim. Like, come on, like, do we really need a show about one of Batman's baddies?
Yes, we do. Apparently we did. Yeah. It was terrific.
Part of it is you have Colin Farrell. It just like he's amazing in that show, and just that show just came out of nowhere and had no business being as good as it was. And like the what's the actress's name that plays the lady mobster? Fuck,
I don't know.
But like,
she was unhinged, man.
She was awesome.
Yeah,
she was so good, and that was one of those shows that
Christine Milioti.
Thank you. Yeah, she's brilliant too. Like, it was one of those shows where I started watching it. I got 2 episodes in. I'm like, I stopped. I'm like, Christine, you need to watch this show. So we watched 1 and 2 again, so she could get caught up, and then we just ripped through it. And we both loved it.
It got me, man. No spoilers, but it got me, and I was like, how dare you? How dare you do that?
You didn't see the ending coming?
Not really.
No?
No. I mean, just before it does, you do.
Yeah.
But I honestly didn't think it would go out that way, man.
I mean, they did. It was almost like a magic trick what they did though with the writing, right? Like they have you this whole time rooting for the bad guy.
Yeah.
A Batman bad guy, and he's the main character, and you're like, you're cheering him on, you're on his side. And then they just it's a bit of a rug pull, and I loved it.
But it needed to be done, and it made so much sense. It was so good.
Amazing show.
Mark Strong's in it. Oh my goodness, I love Mark Strong.
He replaced John Turturro.
Yeah,
John Turturro played Carmine Falcone in The Batman, and then he didn't come back, so they got Mark Strong to play him.
Also, Clancy Brown's in there too.
Yeah, Clancy Brown was great. He was one of the rival mob bosses.
Yeah, I love Clancy Brown.
He's so good, man.
He's great in SpongeBob SquarePants.
Clancy Brown's great in everything, man. Yeah. He was good in John Wick.
Yeah,
he's good in Starship Troopers. Yeah,
Ahsoka.
I got to see the latest John Wick. I'm behind by a movie. So
that's the ballerina.
No, not that one. But is that any good?
Ballerina.
I haven't seen Ballerina, but I've seen 4. Do you mean John Wick 4?
Yeah.
Whatever the more recent one is.
Okay, so 4 is the most recent one. And I will say, as a John Wick fan, there was a point in 4 where I was like, all right, get on with it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. All right, you see, okay.
I saw this big giant guy with gold teeth. Yeah. He looked pretty cool.
That was funny. That one's good. That one's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those movies so much. I need to see Ballerina.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
What's that about?
It's a spin-off. It's like a different character in the universe of John Wick.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I've been I want to look at some old movies that I've never seen before from the 70s. There's something about the 70s movies that are just kind of grungy.
You mean like Star Crash?
Oh, no, good movies. Or,
come on now.
Oh, gotta talk to you off air. I talked to the Hey Weirdos. They got a list of movies they suggested for us. We got to pick. So
I don't like how talking about Star Crash reminded you of that.
Well, didn't we see it with them? I thought we saw it with them.
No, that was just us.
We watched that Night of the Meteor. It was Night of the Meteor.
Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet.
It was Night of the Comet. That's right. Yeah. So they gave us a list of movies, by the way. I'll tell you what it is: The Legend of Billie Jean, Space Camp, and Inner Space. So think about it.
Inner Space is amazing. Let's watch that.
And Inner Space especially is awesome. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and Dennis Quaid.
I had a feeling you'd want to see that one,
dude. So. Inner Space. Let's go.
Yeah, they always pick some weird movies, though, which I dig. So
when do we do that? Do we know?
Sometime in August, because July's going to be busy with vacation and just me trying to decompress.
Gotcha.
So
Inner Space would be a lot of fun.
All right,
so
well,
going back to last
they're
episode, Jamie was starstruck, and we don't know whose movie's next, do we?
Oh yeah, what movie? It's your movie. What movie you want to pick?
Yeah, I wasn't starstruck. I was just fucking up the outro
because you're thirsty.
Yeah, he had Star Wars boner.
Shwing.
Yeah,
so
we talk about Steve's pick for movie.
Yeah, hang on. I gotta write something down. When Steve gives me the movie, after you give me the movie pick, I need to talk to you about something. But yes, which choice your movie? I'm just telling you guys so you can remind me. I'm getting old here. So,
well, put your glasses on.
All right, done. Perfect.
Okay.
So, what movie would you like to watch?
I'm not gonna go against my original thought, and after watching Brewster's Millions the other week, we talked about how much we love Richard Pryor, especially when he's teamed up with Gene Hackman. So I'm going to do Stir Crazy.
All right. Oh, I love it. Shit. Love it.
It's easy to pick Blazing Saddles, but I don't want to. I want to do Stir Crazy. Stir Crazy. Yeah. It has
good choice.
It has a strong place in my heart of something I watched all the time, and I haven't watched it for a long time. So to me, that's a good challenge for myself. I'm not just picking a banger. Right, so we'll see.
I'm so glad you picked that. I've never seen this movie, and I've always wanted to see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be fun then.
I remember seeing the movie cassette on the shelves in the video store.
With them with their bird suit on.
Yeah, they're in the bird suit, and I'm like, I know Richard Pryor. I knew who Gene Wilder was, but it's just I knew these two worked well. But as a kid, I was just like, I'll never see that movie. That's an adult movie. And so,
it is. Awesome. Yeah, certainly is. So that's what we're doing.
Awesome. Good pick. So what was it? Dang it. You know what?
Rob, what did you want to talk to us about?
I should have written it down. Damn it. And I didn't see. Freaking hell. I give up. I give up. I didn't write it down. But
we were talking about Star Wars boners, and then we went into
No, we weren't.
Yeah, it was Spaceballs 2. Spaceballs 2. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Is this real? Is this happening?
Yeah, it is. Yes, absolutely. 100% real.
Oh my. So
Bill Pullman's in, Rick Moranis is in.
Yeah.
And
Rick Moranis is coming back?
Yeah, he's back.
Dude.
And they're bringing in Lewis Pullman as well, Bill Pullman's real life son.
Wow. I wonder what they're going to do with Barf though.
Yeah.
Maybe an offspring.
Does he have
they gotta, right?
It's going to be maybe it's an offspring of some sort, because you can write that story, right?
Yeah. We need a mug.
Can I be honest here? I thought that what's his face, the director of the movie, Mel Brooks. I thought he is passed. I had no idea the dude was still alive.
He's still.
Is this movie still any good anymore? Like
he's like Mike in my brain. He's like Mike Myers. The comedy's still there, but the comedy is set back to when he was really well known for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be interesting to see if it's still going to be fart jokes and repeating of jokes. And
probably.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about it. Yeah, I'm a little concerned, but I mean, a lot of people are excited about this, and like I
think it's worthy. It's a worthy concern. I think anything that gets a sequel this far on in its life is definitely. Do you taint something which is just legendary and doesn't need a sequel because it is so legendary? Yeah. It's like Goonies, right? We all want Goonies 2, but do we really? You know?
It's gone now. It's too late. It's like I think Trainspotting did that. Everybody when Trainspotting 2 came out,
Dumb and Dumber, same thing.
Dumb and Dumber. Oh my God, that's a better example.
So many, like multiple times, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Like,
Anchorman. You know.
Yeah. Sequels.
I'm curious about it. I mean, everybody complains. Oh my God, stop with the sequels and remakes. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch and whatever. And we like original movies. Just recently, Lilo and Stitch, I think it was, or How to Train Your Dragon.
They gone live action with both.
Yeah, they made more money than the newest Pixar movie, which is an original. And everybody's like, well, this is what you get. And then again, at the same time, well, people are going to it. There must be demand for it. I mean, you can... Yeah, I'd rather have a more original movie. I don't need to see Train Your Dragon in real life.
I just don't think because of the way it's going, right? The creativity's just tanked.
Yeah, but people are still buying it. So what are you going to do?
The storytelling, it's all almost like it's already gone AI. You know, it's already too cookie cutter and predictable. And most of the stuff that we're getting. Have you guys seen the latest movie to come out of Netflix? I think it's Netflix. I've forgotten what it's called. It was so unimpactful for me. Millie Bobby Brown's in it. It's all about the robots.
I don't have Netflix. Scott wants me to get Netflix again.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the most expensive movie made to date, and it was like, meh. It really was meh.
I have no idea about it.
Yeah.
Scott wants me to get Netflix again, and so I might be doing it this summer. I haven't decided if I want to do Netflix with or without commercials. I really don't want to get Netflix again. I wasn't watching it before.
The commercial thing is something which doesn't excite me, so we don't have to talk about it.
I'm so pissed about that. Like, I feel like being held hostage. I still haven't purchased the YouTube no commercials because I'm like, and they're starting to add more and more, especially on TV. If you watch YouTube on TV through the service, they double, if not triple, their commercial breaks.
100%.
And it's 100%. like 60-second long ones.
It's like going back to old school TV.
Yeah.
15 minutes of programming, 15 minutes of adverts in between.
Yep. And back in the day, I would have not batted an eye. But now,
and just another excuse to buy physical media, man. Because most of the time I'm going to streaming to watch our movie picks, right? So the first thing I'll always do is see if I own it. If I own it, it'll be like, okay, what did they choose? Waterworld. I'm not going to go and buy that. So then I'll have to like see if it's streaming. And if it's not streaming, then I have to rent it. Or Ali hates that, so she'll go to the library and get it for free from the library.
Good choice. It's always a good place. You can find tons of Waterworld library.
That's how we got Hackers, was from the library.
Oh, you got Hackers there, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually. You must have.
But it's a DVD, man. It's not a Blu-ray. It's a DVD. Right. You know, so you get the grainy picture and
you get the ad at the start. You know, you wouldn't steal from an old lady. Do you remember the commercials I'm talking about? The theft, piracy commercial.
You wouldn't download a car.
Oh, piracy is a crime.
Yeah.
I would absolutely download a car. Is that possible?
What another thing which is on my horizon to watch, but not having the time to this point, is the new animated Predator movie that came out.
Yes, I started watching that. Hulu, Killer of Killers.
Right, I haven't seen it yet. It looks amazing.
I started watching it the other day, and I stopped because I had to watch Major League. But it's really good so far.
Okay,
it's really good.
Good to know. Yeah, it does look really good, and it's from the same people that did Prey, right?
Yes. So, the same director, and Prey was amazing.
Prey was really good.
So good. Speaking of Prey, actually, have you guys watched Novocaine?
No.
I've seen we talked about it briefly. I've seen bits and pieces. I thought it looked pretty cool.
The lead from Prey is the female lead in Novocaine.
Okay.
It was so much fun. It's Jack Quaid in a kind of a sillier action movie about a guy who can't feel pain.
Is it like Jason Statham and his one he's got always have adrenaline running through him?
No.
Frank.
Yeah. No, it's a good movie. No, Jack Quaid is a guy who lives a sheltered life because he can't feel pain, so he doesn't know if he's injured himself. So he's a shut-in. He's super cautious. Like he doesn't eat solid food because he could accidentally bite his tongue off, chewing his food. He wouldn't even know. He has to set an alarm every 3 hours to go to the bathroom, otherwise his bladder could blow up. Hang
on, are you supposed to get pain when you go to pee?
No, you can't. You can't tell if you have to pee.
Yeah,
so
but that's not pain induced.
No, but pain doesn't mean pain. Pain means sensation of feel.
So they take some liberties with what counts and what doesn't, but it is actually a real genetic disorder. I've learned.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a setup for some actiony hijinks. It's great. Yeah. It was a ton of fun.
His dad's Dennis Quaid. His mom Meg Ryan. I had no idea. That's so cool. Amber Mid Thunder. That is a cool name.
And like, if you watch Prey, she's great in it. Mm-hmm. She's really good. She was also she worked with Paul.
Oh, really?
She was in the Avatar live action show.
Oh, there you go.
She was Princess Yue, the moon.
The moon.
I want to check this out. I saw a scene.
Dude, watch Novocaine. It's great.
He was fighting in a kitchen, and there was like hot oil, and there was a gun, and there was smacking around. It looked pretty cool.
They do some fun things with him, based on the premise that he can't feel what's happening to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a ton of fun. I loved watching it.
I don't know if you guys notice this at all. I know, Jamie, you're not much on social media, but you know, watching some shorts or something like that, and they just have a scene from a movie I've never seen before, and I'm like watching, oh, this looks like a cool scene. You know, none of the ones that actually talk through it and says, well, Jack Quaid enters the room, and then no, nothing like that. No AI generated stuff, but it's just like they show a scene, and I'm like, oh, what movie is that from? And so you go to look to see the movie, and they never say what the movie is ever, the TV show or the movie. And so there's always some guy that goes, what movie is this from? And the answer is always Sandstorm by Darude. And it's just always the same answer, or some BS answer like this is Peppa Pig.
Bunch of smart asses.
Yeah, and then someone's like, no, seriously, what movie is this? And now you can't believe any of the answers. But that is one of the things I was like, it caught me on YouTube Shorts. I was like, this looks like a cool scene. I want to check out more of this. And that's where that leapfrogged me into how I found out about Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Have you heard of this movie back in the 70s?
Yeah.
It was Clint Eastwood, and oh my God, how am I keep forgetting his name from Tron?
Jeff Bridges.
Oh my God, a 25-year-old Jeff Bridges, freaking dude is so charming as hell. And so him and Clint Eastwood together in the movie, I'm like, I gotta check this out. And it was a fun movie. It was a 70s movie, you know, dirty and grimy and dusty and everything that you have for a 70s movie, and just the weird stuff of just stealing a car, and that's how that's going to end, and run over a guy in a cornfield. But it's just like, it was a fun movie to watch and just see these guys in pretty much their prime, or for Bridges, just his before he becomes huge, right? And it was a fun movie, and I was like, now I got to start watching some more Clint Eastwood movies and start watching the Dirty Harry. I remember watching that years ago, and I want to check out more of this sort of stuff. It's I kind of just started hopping on this old vintage 70s movie kick. I want to check out more of those. Yeah. How about you, Steve? You've seen the movie, by the way?
Yeah, ages ago. Last time I saw it, I can't remember. I remember the movie, and again, that was our era, right, of being younger when these movies were probably watched by our parents.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all those kind of things, all those classic old movies with classic actors are well worth going to watch again.
One thing I noticed when I was watching the movie, you know, they're in, I think it was on like Montana or something like that, and they're driving down the highway. And in these old classic movies, you'll see them for the next 30 seconds driving down that highway away from the screen, and that's it. And it's just like, nowadays it would be like, I need 2 seconds of that, cut to them in the car, cut to them camera number 1, camera number 2, it's a little more faster, right? But here they just pan it and they're driving, and you're seeing all the highway signs as they go. It's much more slower pace, and I kind of dug it at times. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Steve, but what about you? What you watching? Something else?
Something else? Honestly, I've been going back in time. I went back in time. I think I mentioned to you guys, I was getting very excited about watching Blake 7.
Oh, yeah.
An old British sci-fi show, because it was on BritBox. And then he took it off, sons of bitches. And I couldn't even make it. There was only 3 seasons, and the other seasons weren't great. Or was it 4 seasons? They took it off. So the only reason I subscribed to it was to watch Blake 7.
Did you unsubscribe?
I was loving it.
Did you unsubscribe?
No, because there's other things on there which are, you know, worth watching. Only Fools and Horses and all the old comedy shows we used to talk about, you know. I can see those there, like Keeping Up Appearances and One Foot in the Grave, The Young Ones. Like, that's why I've got it there. But I'm going back now to Space 1999, and I've been watching that in the evenings. So for my switch off and distraction from the world, Space 1999. And if that one's not good, then I'll go back, and I was saying to you guys earlier, I've been rewatching all of the back catalogue of how it's made. I love that show. That's my lullaby as a very busy thinking man.
I'm just looking at some of the pictures from that, and there's this woman who's got a widow's peak and sideburns. And
you know what? Though she can turn herself into anything.
I know, it looks really cool. I love 70s space.
Ali hates that character. She thinks it's the worst makeup anything she's ever seen.
It's not great, but it's funny to look at.
So I'll put that on in like 5 minutes. She'll be asleep because it's so slow paced and so ridiculous.
British?
Space 99. Yes, Jerry Anderson.
I know about it. I've seen the start of it, but I've never seen a single episode.
Second season, they're on the moon. The moon leaves the Earth's orbit and then drifting into space on a moon, because that's possible, right?
Oh wow!
The Death Star. It's so much fun. It's so much ridiculousness. I've been loving watching that again.
Is there a story behind the ship in Space 99 that's connected to Star Wars in some way? I can't remember.
Yeah, because the Eagle ships is what they're called, the Eagles. Yeah, and that's what the original Millennium Falcon was too similar to the Eagle.
That's what it was.
So they just took the cockpit of it and put it onto the burger or the two plates.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where that one comes from. I did have that as a diecast, but I can't see it. But yeah, that's been great. That's been great watching that. I do love going back and watching some of this old stuff. I actually, when we went to see Jaws, I was talking about seeing that in an old cinema. The reason the old cinema is still going is because there's a video rental place called Vidiots, and you can pretty much get any movie at this place. It's all old DVDs. It's all donated. It's all non-profit organization, and the profits from the rentals goes into keeping this cinema raw and awesome, and I love it. So while we were in there looking for something to watch, I picked up Terrorhawks, which was another Jerry Anderson puppet show. So you have Thunderbirds, and then you had Terrorhawks, and Terrorhawks was a little bit more scary.
Oh my lord, look at that. That's almost like
as a kid. And so I rented it so I could watch Terrorhawks in the evening, and it's terrible.
That's like it's the Dark Crystal weird. Holy cow.
I used to love the little robots in there, the little balls, the little ball robots.
Looks similar. They're similar to Black Hole-ish, at least with the head sort of thing. But
yeah.
Oh my god, that's frightening.
So yeah, that's what I've been watching to numb my brain.
Do you find that now that you're in LA, do you find your access to movies or finding movies is easier than it was up here in Vancouver?
I don't know about easier. Because when I was in Vancouver, there were still things like Best Buy or what was the other one? Future Shop, and you could get physical media at those places. And then obviously we had Amazon, but one of the cool things here is the amount of thrift stores or secondhand stores that I'm finding. I mean, that would take me away on a weekend to grab a coffee and go walk around a street with all the thrift stores and secondhand places. And I love that. There's a lot of throwbacks, even VHSs. I found myself buying VHSs just so I can experience watching a movie on a VHS again. But I find that's a bit more here. Okay. But I know there's places that are popping up around the Vancouver area, not necessarily in Vancouver because it's too goddamn expensive to have any brick and mortar. But if you go outside of there, you'll probably find some places. But there's been some really cool finds that you just stumble across.
Jamie, do you remember Pat the NES Punk at all? Slightly?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
He hangs around with the AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd. He had his own podcast for quite a while. Anyways, he would do this YouTube series where you go to flea markets in San Diego. And I was just like seeing the flea markets down in San Diego, and I'm assuming it's similar to what you're talking about, Steve. They're massive. It's almost like a giant portable mall in many ways.
They do weekend ones where people would just drive up and open up the back of their vans.
Yeah.
And they'll park up and do a proper old flea market. And there's definitely a big one down near San Diego for sure. I'd love to go and do one of those. But at this point in time in life, going to flea markets and outdoor things like that are not something I'm going to be doing for a while.
Yeah, I get you. How about you, Jamie? What else you got for us?
What have I got? I mean, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Phasmaphobia. This is, God, Ghostbusters is spinning off into so many different things for me. I actually, Steve, I don't know if you know, when we were out the other night when you were here and Gary was there, I asked him about going out on actual like paranormal investigation and things like that. So we'll see what happens there. But Phasmaphobia is basically like a video game version of that. So you know, going in with like an EMF meter and a thermometer and stuff like that, and like a little more scientific and less sci-fi than Ghostbusters.
Right. So you actually go into places and you do set it up and do a investigation.
You're like listening on like a parabolic mic. And it's cool.
You know, that used to be part of my life in Vancouver. Right?
That's right. Yeah,
I do, and I feel like I want to get involved in that. It seems like a lot of fun to me.
That explains, because Gary was asking me all about it, like what was I doing, who was I working with, you know, how many times did we go out and do it, where would we go? So I was talking to him a bit about that. Yeah,
so I was asking Gary about it when we were out, because I know he's involved, or at least he used to be. But yeah, Phasmaphobia just released a massive update today.
Today.
It basically just overhauled a bunch of things, added some new features. They added like video recording evidence, sound recording evidence. Before it was basically just photos. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. I love that game.
But it's a game, Jamie?
It is. Yeah, it's a 4-player co-op game where you go in, you basically have to, based on the evidence presented, and there's 8 or 9 different kinds of evidence, you have to narrow down the ghost. Each ghost has 3 different evidence types that it exhibits, and there's 21 different ghosts. So like based on the different combinations, you narrow it down and figure out what it is, based on their behavior and the evidence. And if you're there long enough, like if you spend a long enough time in the dark, or if the ghost has scared you a bunch of times, like it'll do like jump scare type things, your sanity meter drops, and based on where your sanity is, the ghost will hunt and try and kill you.
Right.
That's where I step in. I'm usually the first killed every time.
And this is a PlayStation game?
It is. Yeah.
Well, I think it's
PlayStation 5 game.
PlayStation computer. It's
PlayStation 5, unfortunately. Because it's definitely one that I want to play with you at some point, Steve. So we'll have to make that happen at some point.
You come up in conversation quite a lot when we're playing this game.
Yeah. I would like to do this like a charity stream one day, but only if we can somehow get you involved, Steve. Because I think it'd be kind of fun. It's basically
we can just go out and do a real one. That would be great.
I would love to do that. And that's something like when I talked with Gary, he's like, they just added a couple new people to their roster, so I don't know if they're looking for anybody right now.
Who's he doing it with then?
I don't know. Well, he said he's not doing it on a regular basis anymore. And Allie was there too, and she's just like, you should just start your own and go in Ghostbusters gear.
I don't think you would be taken that seriously if you showed up in Ghostbusters gear.
My dumb brain, my first question was, would that be disrespectful to the ghosts?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. I mean, it depends on what you do though. If you find a place that you would like to go and do an investigation, and first and foremost, you got to make sure you can go on the property, right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing stopping you from doing that as your own little shtick. Like, okay, we've been messing around with this for fun for the last, couple of years. We're going to go and see what happens when we go out.
I mean,
to me, that would be the start of a horror movie, to be honest. So, I mean,
right.
Yeah. Make sure you're filming with your GoPros, because we need all that footage.
Yeah.
If you go missing, I'll edit it, Rob.
Yeah. And Vancouver does have a couple haunted locations that people swear are haunted. So and like I want to, I was discussing this with Rob before. I want to approach it scientifically. Like, I don't believe in ghosts.
Well, that's what I did, Jamie. I was a skeptic. So I was a skeptic of the group that I work with, and so to me, I had to be having some really solid evidence before I would start,
that would be my approach, right? Like I want to use like the instrumentation, the tools, and the scientific kind of approach to prove why it's not a ghost, and go in with that approach.
Right. And sometimes what you end up with, what I ended up with, is no matter what you did, you couldn't prove it one way or the other, and it became one of those gray areas where you cannot disprove and you cannot prove. And then what do? Like there was an occasion, I know we detracted, I guess, a little bit, but there was an occasion once where I was out doing an investigation, and I was the only male member in a room with two or three different female members, because we'd all split up, and I wasn't doing any of the the questions. I wasn't doing any of the interview, if you like, on the EVP or the electronic voice phenomena caption. So it wasn't me doing any of the talking. So I'm keeping quiet, and I'm using the video, and I'm also holding a recording device. So if you capture something on a recording device as a video, and you capture it as a recording device on the other recording device, then that's great evidence, especially if the two of them are in the same room, but they all pick up, the same stuff. So that's what we used to do. And I remember listening. Yet once you've done all this stuff, it's all great and fantastic. Then you've got to spend hours of your own time listening to it back, then making notes and listen to it back, and then you got to listen to it a good few times, right? Because you fall asleep half the time. But I picked up a male booming voice in what I think we were in a theater or something like that, and his male booming voice just said, "Good evening," like that, and it was not me.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got an accent. It was not me, and it wasn't any of the ladies that I was.
I remember you telling me that. Gary had a story like that too, where it was the same kind of situation where he was the only male voice, or the only male person present, and listening back to the recording, they were all saying goodbye. Like it's just part of the courtesy of it. They ask questions, they do an interview more or less. And just as a courtesy, they wrap up and they say goodbye. And Gary, the way he says it, he said adios. And they went back and listened to the recording, and there was another male voice there that said, "Don't come back."
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, okay then."
Yeah.
It's how do you prove a negative though?
And I mean,
that's
thing,
it's
right?
like that's proof that I don't have a unicorn in my closet.
Place. Yeah. But I like the idea of approaching it scientifically.
All you can do is capture the evidence.
Yeah.
And present the evidence you've captured. That's all you can do. I mean, there was times when they would present, because we'd all have to get together again afterwards, and we'd all have to have a review meeting about everything we found. And there's, or listen to this. No, that's your jacket.
Yeah.
And no, it is. And you kind of, everyone debunks and disproves, because you have to do that. You have to give it that.
You have to be skeptical, right? Like that's a scientific approach.
And people's stomachs are the worst, because you usually start at 7 PM, and you go to 3 AM, and you're just eating shit, right? And drinking coffee grounds. And you can hear, but the cool thing about it is you get to recognize those sounds.
Yeah.
I would get to recognize people's little gimmicks that they got going on, clearing of the throat, or you just get to know people's different what do you call it,
habits,
their quirks,
nuances, or whatever it is, right? But when you get that thing you cannot disprove and you cannot prove, that's when it gets freaky as shit, man. That's when it gets freaky as shit. And then I can tell you this from experience: don't go in there wanting to be like the ghost hunters on TV and start threatening people and saying, "Come on, show yourself to me," because that can
I know you had an experience
that can lead to some pretty scary stuff, man. Pretty scary stuff.
And that's a thing, is like it's the same reason why I wouldn't want to go to a proper investigation dressed up like a Ghostbuster,
right? You wouldn't want to soil that. It cost a lot of money. I paid good money for it. I weathered it, spent time posting it. That's not the kind of weathering I'm after. But, and the other thing as well, though, is you're never guaranteed to find anything, right?
Yep.
We did so many investigations where hours and hours and hours of evidence was reviewed, and there was nothing.
Yeah. And that's what I expect, right? I expect to find nothing. But like a part of me also wants to, I want to do just basically like for hire investigations of like someone being like, oh, I think my house is haunted. Can you check it out? And you go there with your equipment, like EMF meters and something like that. And I've heard of this being a thing, and people just going and be like, no, you have a gas leak in your house.
This is what happened to us many times.
Yeah. Or like there's like a shorted out wire behind this wall. That's
I think I've told you those stories, right?
Feeling or something. Yeah, exactly. Like,
because there is bad wiring and bad grounding, and that causes the electromagnetic field. And that electromagnetic field plays havoc with your brainwaves.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And like you said, if there's a bad ventilation, almost like carbon monoxide poisoning will kick in. That's when you get hallucinations. And we've been into areas that people are saying they're having troubles, and we find all these things out, and that that helps a lot of people too.
Absolutely.
The other thing is there's no for hire, because my honest opinion is you cannot charge people for something you cannot prove.
That's fair.
None of the stuff we ever did was
pay me and I'll prove you have a ghost. Like
everything we did was non-profit.
That's fair.
We would never charge anyone for anything.
I do like the idea of helping people and kind of like debunking, like, no, there's actually something wrong here that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, it's cool.
How do you, I'm sorry, I'm confused by something. You talk about all this equipment like EMF, like why was this equipment chosen? If you can't prove a ghost, how do you know this equipment is proven to prove that is a ghost?
Because it's the only way.
I know divining rods are just natural movements.
But EMF meters are an actual thing, right?
I know, but how do you know a ghost can be detected by EMF?
Like, it's just, as far as I understand,
it's a belief in
scattergun.
It's a belief in the energy that can be produced by what you feel a spirit is.
A belief, but not proof.
Right, but it's the only way that you've been able to get something. You cannot physically manifest, see, and touch a lot of things, right? If you get a lot of things you're never going to capture on camera, but if you do believe in some entity and you believe in the energy, there's only certain ways you're going to be able to capture it, and that would be by like detecting that kind of energy, which is why a lot of the times you'll probably see on shows and stuff where people will go in with cameras and audio recorders and all these things, and they're all on rechargeable batteries, and they've all been plugged in all day waiting for the night before, and they get there, they plug everything in, they go in, you get set up, you go, and no batteries are there. And the belief is that the batteries have been drained of the energy that's then able to be converted and produced into something else.
Sorry, I'm not buying all that. It's just like,
no, you don't need to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just weird. Like, oh, this equipment will detect it. How prove it's detected it before? Like, how do we know that this battery does drain because of the ghost? How do we know it's not because of something else?
That's the general idea. Is they're just trying things, right?
Yeah.
But with the EMF meters, that just picks up that
electromagnetic
that energy, right? So the reason they use those, they're just like an LED indicator. It starts off amber, goes up to red, or is it red, amber, and then into green? Maybe it's like a 4-segment wave of energy that will increase in light. But the reason that was good is if you do believe that they can, like the movie Ghost, right?
Yeah,
he teaches him how to flick the can. You got so if you believe that's what they're trying to do, then what you'll do is you'll ask to go near the device and give us an indication by making it flash, right? By making it work, and that's what they'll do in an investigation. And then there's been, I remember once we did one for a radio show, and they had a competition at Halloween. This is in Vancouver, and if you won the competition with your scariest story, you would win a visit from the team to go in and investigate what it was you're up against. And we ended up going to a personal residence in a basement flat up in where was it? It was somewhere like the east side of Vancouver, in a residential home with an underground dwelling. And we had the most bizarre thing happening. So all of the radio people were there with us. The presenters of the show were there, and they'd never done any of this before. So you go down there and everyone has to leave their phones behind, because phones give off all this stuff too. If your phone decides to reach out for a signal, you're going to get all these devices flashing and going off, right? So everyone had to leave their phones there. And we had a trigger object which was like a teddy bear, right? So the teddy bear has a device in it, and it will make a noise, like a noise, and go off if you get near it. So that was presented in the table, and everyone was sat around on the couches and chairs, and we tried to do this whole thing. It's almost like a seance in a way. Yeah. So we described the toy in the middle, and we asked for a 1 beat, and you don't always have to say 1 for yes, 1 for no. You can change it around, right? Mm-hmm. So it was 1 beat for yes, 2 beats for no. And I shit you not, a conversation started to the point where it would answer yes and no on questions. And it scared the living daylights out of the radio presenters. And they were like, who did it? Who's got the what? You must have something. We're like, no, we're not. And they got
who's holding the Ouija board, sort of.
Because of so it's like you were saying, Rob, it's like you can't prove, but knowing that everyone in that room didn't have a way of doing it, if you went up to it, it wouldn't do it. And we're nowhere near it. And it would just instinctively always do it when we asked. And you can't. How do you?
But you do your diligence, right? Like you, like you said, like when you're going through, the recordings that everybody made, you're debunking stuff. Mm-hmm. Like that was your stomach, that was your jacket, that was you clearing your throat, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say they're out to prove that there is a ghost there, but I think they're out to look for things that you can't explain. Yeah,
everyone wants that one piece of evidence, right? Everyone wants it. But
we're gonna wrap it up soon here.
It excited us, though.
No, it's interesting though. And you mentioned Phasmaphobia.
Phasmaphobia,
yeah.
Fun
and
game.
I think we should do a live stream of it sometime soon again.
Yes.
You guys, I find it more fun with you guys. It's as a game by myself, I have no interest.
No,
I'm more happy to be with you guys and just run around and like you when you were there,
silly.
Aaron's there.
Like it's a little bit scary. It just with this update, it got scarier.
I didn't find it scary.
No.
You haven't played the update yet, though.
Before, but the update is definitely scarier. I guess because it's new. There's new shit happening now that we're not used to, that we haven't played like 1,000 times before.
Yeah.
And like it became like we were pretty seasoned at the game, and we knew what was going on, and we knew what we were doing. But now like there's a bunch of new shit. There's new sound effects. There's new behaviors, like ghost behaviors and things like that. And the game tries to scare you. Like it tries to make scary things happen. Yeah, it is. It's fun. I love it. I love being scared in this game. I love being scared like together with other people. Rhea and I both mess with each other as well. Like if she's not looking, I'll slam a door behind her and be like, "What was that?" Like trying to scare the hell out of her. And she started doing it back to me. It's hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. That being said, so like next week, neither next week or the week after, we'll be watching Stir Crazy, and hopefully Hosnos will be back for that. He'll be off his holiday, and I'll be in summer mode, so I'll be a lot more happier, a lot more cheerful. There you go.
Yeah, we'll have to get a charity game stream going or something.
Definitely. So we haven't done that for a while, and I would like to get back to it. I haven't done a live stream for a while, and I want to get back to that as well. Just hang out and do stuff, and whether it's whatever game I play. But thanks, guys, and it was a fun conversation. I enjoyed it. And next week, as I said, I think Stir Crazy might be on the slate. So, Steve 3, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Shitspeckled Muppet Fart, or Steve3D. You can also come and join me for coffee on Saturday mornings, 10:30, while I unbox some of my massive amount of toys that need unboxing.
Speaking of which, can you unbox that one thing you just got from me this weekend?
Oh, talk about what excites you.
Yeah. This might be more video than audio, but show us what I gave you this weekend.
Okay, so for those of you that are keen listeners, watchers of the show, will know that every now and then we will do one of my favorite parts of the show, which is the quizzes. The trivia.
Yeah, you love
quizzes.
I love it.
Stop talking about the trivia, Steve.
I'm always so up for it. I love doing it. There's never any contentions you're ever going to hear from me. Occasionally, though, I will win the trivia, which when you're a permanent resident of Vancouver, you can grab the trophy and claim it for yourself. But that's not so easy when you're living far, far away.
Yeah.
So Rob was very generous because the last one we did, I won.
Yes, you did.
Second one I've won.
Yeah.
Rob was very generous and gave me got me my own Kneel Before Zod trophy. But I kind of got the Temu version. So here it is in all its glory.
It's an old bowling trophy from the Knights of what do you call it? Knights of Columbus. Yeah, I found it at Valley Village, took it off. Now, to give you a little bit of story, hold up the bottom of that trophy while I describe it. It doesn't say kneel before Zod. It actually says kneel before 20D. When we originally, I think we talked about this before, but when I went to engrave it, I said kneel before Zod, and they misspelled Zod and made it the number 2, the number 0, and D. And my handwriting was good. And for some reason they put it 20D, and I said, oh, this is wrong. Please change it. And as I left to go back to my car, I'm like, crap, I should have kept it. So I got the trophy again, and I said, listen, I would like you to change it back the old way. In fact, just give me a little plaque, and I'm going to stick it on crooked. And so that's what we see here. The kneel before 20D. It's the Temu version, as you said. It's the booby prize. And I love the fact it's a little bit crooked on there. So it's an old trophy. You get to pull that out every time you win. And it will be often, I assume, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because we've been talking about doing an episode on 80s TV theme songs. And I'm still
no, we wanted to do soundtracks to movies.
No, we want to do an episode on soundtracks to movies. We want to do a trivia on the 80s theme songs. So
yeah, that would be cool.
And we can probably do that within the next month or so. Let's plan to do both. I think when Steve comes back, we were planning on doing the soundtrack discussion instead of today's episode, but Steve Hosnose wanted to be a part of that, and I want him to be a part of that. So yeah, awesome. Thank you. Where can we find Hosnose, by the way, guys? Steve?
Instagram. I think he's on. Actually, not. He's on the Gram. I think he's on the Gram.
The Gram.
Under Hosnose Paints.
Hosnose Paints. Where you can find all your mediocre
mini paintings,
which I totally don't agree with, but yeah. So there's where you find Hosnose. Jamie, where can we find you?
You can find me on the Generation X-Wing podcast YouTube channel on the ongoing YouTube series called Ready to Believe, where we're still talking all things Ghostbusters. We did a roundup of Ghostbusters Day this year, the announcements from that. We talked men's health on our previous episode and how it relates to Ghostbusters. So we get a little personal there.
Yeah.
An upcoming episode, we have a talk about the Tools and Talent enhanced audio book that you can find on their YouTube channel called Sticks and Stones. It's a fun listen.
Yeah. And please also check out, we had Aaron on past episode as well.
Yeah, Aaron edited together him modding a smoke machine to fit in a ghost trap, the 2-in-the-box trap.
Yeah.
So he took the time to basically walk us through how he did it and avoid blowing his fingers off. And edited it all together really well. And then we just kind of made our own intro and outro bookends.
Yeah, we did the bumpers for it.
Yeah, he did a really good job of editing it, and he's crazy when it comes to electronics and that kind of stuff. It's awesome.
It deserves way more views because not only is the quality of editing and filming just amazing and embarrassing on our part, but also just the build itself is very creative.
Behind the scenes, like Aaron, for his job, teaches post-secondary, like video editing and that kind of thing. But then in his spare time also does his own video shooting and editing and photography and things like that. So he is definitely no slouch. Yeah, I mean, in addition to like building droids and shit for Star Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's crazy.
Extremely talented. So yeah, please check out that video. Give it some love. It's really good stuff. Yeah, as for me, the Outer Rim Rookie Show on our YouTube channel, as well as Instagram or the Gram and Facebook. I'm gone back into working on the AT-AT driver finally now that I've got the armor and I got some time. So last video, I put the box together. This summer, I'm going to be hitting some more stuff. I'm going to be doing some more things with not just with the AT-AT build, but also kind of looking back after about 5 years and 100 troops. I want to kind of go revisit where I started, and I know Jamie's kind of agreed to join me on taking a look on our first ever video where we meet Terry and the gang. And actually, it was when I was with Josh, Anil, and Buland on the show. They came to Anil's house and were looking over the armor and meeting Terry for the first time and talking about the Outer Rim Garrison. So I'm going to revisit that sometime this summer, kind of like a walkthrough or a rewatch of that. And I'm very curious to see how far I've come with this. So yeah, so if you're into 501st cosplay, check it out. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next week. And yeah, that's about it. Bye.